Hey, what up? What up? What up? Welcome back to a Bad Thoughts podcast. Today we're doing a live episode. We got Jay joining us. Jay Scrub. Should I call you, what am I calling you, bro?
Either one, honestly. I get both.
All right, I'm gonna go with Jay. Jay is the first time on the show. How's everything, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. Good. How about you guys?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Today I saw fucking Dune 2. So
Ooh.
good. It was so
Yeah?
good. Yeah. The hype around Dune 2 was kind of like the people who saw it early, like the day ones, they kind of overhyped it. It was a great movie, but they were saying it was like the best movie of all time, and it just seemed too much. The movie was great. Like I will go watch it again right now if I could. Like it was that good, but it wasn't the best movie of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty good reviews on it, and I liked the first one. And surprisingly, my girlfriend, actually, fiance,
Oh yeah,
was able to pay attention through the whole thing, even though it was 3 hours long. And she is not good at that, so she enjoyed it. We are probably going to go watch that movie soon.
Yeah, it was. Don't get me wrong, dude. It was a fantastic movie. It just wasn't the best movie I've seen of all time. You know what I'm saying? And people like overhyped it to that extent. But I guess people, they have their own opinions. But yeah, I enjoyed it. What up, Camper?
What's going on,
yo, bro. I really enjoyed our last episode. Like,
yeah, me too. That's great.
We didn't have no guest on and none of that. It was just we were just chilling,
old school.
Bro. Yeah,
old school.
20 episodes in, it's old school,
right? I've never seen Dune, but I heard of Dune, and reading the reviews on Dune makes me want to see Dune 2. And the fact that you can get a sequel and get a really good rating like that, it's pretty impressive. So
it's probably like one of I'll give it this. It's probably one of the best sequels we've seen in like a while, but it's not one of the best movies of all time.
And
I hate to say it like that because it sounds like I'm putting it down, but
let me ask you this: out of the last 20 movies you've seen, is it on your top number one? Because how shitty has movies been?
I was about to say that's not that hard recently.
Exactly. So maybe these people are only biased or recent. What's they called? Recency bias.
Yeah. I mean, if you're considering Madam Web in there too, like,
oh shit. we reviewed Madam Web, and we were supposed to go back and actually watch it and reviewed it. After we watched it, and we're not even gonna touch it. It's not even worth my time.
I haven't actually watched it. I'm just going off what everybody else says.
Yeah, and I hate doing that too. Like
I do too, but
I genuinely hate doing that. But there's people like people watched it and they're like laughing for an hour and a half or however long the movie is. Like they're literally laughing because it was so bad. Like,
when people are apologizing to Morbius for calling Morbius a bad movie when they watch Madam Web, like that's bad. You have a bad movie on your hands.
I started Morbius the other day and I turned it off.
Yeah, dude. There's been a few movies recently where I just couldn't get through them, man. It was like the Mulan remake. Couldn't do it.
I didn't even try that.
Oh, was it bad?
The fact that they didn't do any soundtrack to that,
right? It's one of the best Disney soundtracks, and you don't bring it back.
Stupid. Like,
yeah.
That's a dumb thing to do. Okay, let me ask you this, Jake, because I know you like their Disney. Top 3 soundtracks for Disney movies.
Top 3 soundtracks.
Just any top 3,
yeah.
That you think are worthy.
Tarzan for sure is on there.
Yep.
You could go. Honestly, Encanto's pretty good.
That one's pretty good. Yeah, I'll give that.
Mm-hmm.
Encanto, even though it's not my favorite movie, the soundtrack's good. Hercules,
perfect. So
Mulan's definitely up there.
Mulan's up there.
Mulan's up there for sure.
And same with Lion King.
Yeah, no, Lion King, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's those movies. I can pretty much go to 25 people, 30 people that are not even big Disney fans, and they still know a song. Aladdin, they still would know songs from that movie. Let's get down to business, dude. Like, come on. Dude. That was a whole. That pissed me. I didn't watch it because of that reason.
No, that's partly why we stopped watching it. Like 10 minutes into the movie, we're like, man, this is not that great. Like,
Yep.
Plus, it's not going to be redeemed by the songs because there is none. Like,
yeah, exactly. And my thing is too is that they start doing this when they start changing these movies around, and well, we want to give it a fresh take because it's from the 30s or the 40s. I liked it when it was from the 30s, 40s. I'm not that old. I've watched it in the 2000s or the 1999s. Like, I'm okay with watching it again as a live remake based on what the premise is supposed to be, and that brings up like Snow White.
Snow White. I mean, it was okay. I mean, or no, wait. I'm thinking.
They
it's not out yet. Yeah,
they scrapped it, I heard.
No, I was thinking of Beauty and the Beast with
and that was fine. They stuck to the story at least.
It was fine. Yeah.
And with Lion King, even though it was they literally stuck to the story on Lion King.
No, Lion King was fantastic as a live action. Aladdin was good as a live action. Jungle Book was good.
Yeah.
I mean, you just stick to the same thing, but you remake it. You know, it's like then you go out and make. I still haven't watched Little Mermaid.
There's a certain movies that can't adapt into live action, or certain live actions that can't adapt because of how good the anime or cartoon was, and it sucks because people try to put it to that standard. Like for well, that was just an awful fucking live action, dude. Same thing with the first Avatar.
Yep, and that now I'm not trying to cut you off, but I was just speaking on that. If they do what they did with One Piece, the same style like that, and did it with Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, I think they can pull it off.
I don't doubt they can pull it off, but they're for one, they're going to need a fucking gigantic budget to ever do Dragon Ball Z again if they want to do it correctly. But like with Avatar: The Last Airbender, their budget was probably one of the biggest budgets on Netflix like ever. Because they had to try excuse me, they had to try to adapt as much as they could without taking away the aesthetics from the cartoon or the anime. And to me, they couldn't add everything, which sucks, but at the same time it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, but people were like, this is shit. It's not like the anime. It's like, yeah, bro, we know it's not like the anime, but like what you guys are saying, if you do a shot for shot for like they did for Lion King and Aladdin and all that stuff, like people are gonna like it because you stuck to it. But there's certain things in animes that you can't just stick to, like, otherwise it'd be boring. You know what I'm saying? But iconic movies like that, you kind of have to.
Yeah, when you go classic like Aladdin, like most Disney movies are like, for a live action, you really just need to remake the original movie, refresh it for a younger audience, and you'll be fine. You don't need to change everything like Disney's been trying to do. But
exactly.
What's going on with that though? Disney in general has not been putting out
really. Didn't they change their CEO a few years ago, right? And I'm assuming that's when all of these kind of went into production, was around that older CEO.
We're coming to the tail end of it all.
We are, because they switched back to the original one. So hopefully things should be getting a little bit better.
What was that guy's name?
Iger or
no? Before
Iger's
the other Bob, JPEG.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they switched. They went from Bob Iger to JPEG to Iger.
Back to Iger.
Yeah.
I think all these movies were just products of the pandemic and events that went on. Not getting into it, but I think that has to do a little bit of it. And then certain people that were on the board that had too much power to direct and decide what needs to be put out, where you're still going to see, like I said, we're at the tail end of it. The last thing I think we're going to see is the grand spectacle of it all is going to be the Princess and the Frog ride, the Tiana ride. I think that's the last big pandemic thing we have, and then Disney's going to get back on track. Okay, so I talk about this all the time, by the way. I'm going to ask you, Jake, how stupid is it that they're not using the original story for that ride? What are your thoughts?
Are they not? Wait, are they not?
No.
They're going to come up with a whole new storyline?
Whole completely new storyline, yeah.
Why?
And she's not a princess.
Then isn't the storyline called The Princess and the Frog?
Yeah, but the ride's not.
I guess. Yeah.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So she's gonna go and try to find I can't, if someone in the chat wants to tell me, I think it's different foods or something that she's gonna try to different ingredients throughout the ride. Then she's gonna make her own food. She's opened up her whole big old food chain. Her and Naveen gonna just deck it out in the kitchen.
So this is post Naveen, like, you know. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I get it. Doesn't upset me that much if they want to try something new because they haven't done anything else with this franchise
one
yet.
of the biggest rides of all time.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, good on Disney for trying something new, but if they're not following that storyline, it doesn't kill the ride for me, right? Like there is nothing besides like the first movie yet, right? So it's not like they're like completely remaking the story and changing stuff that needed to be changed, right? It's just them adding to it. So
from what I heard, there's supposedly a show coming out too on Disney Plus, so maybe that's going to follow her cooking. And open a restaurant, which would be cool. I guess that would make sense.
I mean, Disney's always experimenting with stuff, right? So like, I wouldn't doubt that similar to like the Ratatouille ride, like they incorporate a lot of like the scents that, you know, just throwing those into the ride. But I wouldn't put it past Disney to make it to where like they're trying to get people hungry to go eat at the new restaurants and everything in the area. So
isn't that what's going to happen though? They're building restaurants in that quote unquote land right there.
No, on the other side of not even near it. Instead of using the freaking
really
that's right next door. Yeah, stupid. Wow. I'm telling you, like they should have paid me to do this. It's just it comes down to a business. You're a business. You want to make money. Ultimately, that's how you survive as a business. And you market. Right. You don't market Tiana as a adventurer. You market Tiana as a princess. When all these young girls and Disney adults come in, their favorite princess, their favorite black princess. She's the only black princess that we have. You come in and she's not represented as a princess. It's kind of fucked up. Even though she's being represented as a strong, strong African American woman and has her own cooking stuff, which is really cool and awesome. Yeah. People still want to see her as a princess. That's how I feel. I mean, I'm not going to go in and buy an adventure doll instead of a princess doll or ears.
Yeah. I get that.
We'll see once we get on it. It's probably going to be, I mean, fuck, they might knock it out of the park and it might be amazing. Or it can just fall flat in his face and they're going to hear it.
Yeah, it's true.
But I don't know. Wow, this chat's quiet, by the way.
I know. What ride are you like? Did you hear that was coming out that you're excited for?
For me?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what rides are coming. I am extremely excited for the Epic Universe from Universal, like just that whole new like park that's being built in Florida. Mm-hmm. But as for like new Disney rides, I honestly I can't recall any right now. I still haven't written, right? I know that I don't think there's anything really coming out soon. I know that they have the Tron ride in Florida, and they have what was it, Cosmic Rewind from Epcot.
Yeah,
which I almost got to ride from a family and friends thing when we were down there. Lucky, I haven't ridden it yet.
Yeah, if it shits on a lot of things. What I was hoping they would do is they would take that and make it the Avengers e-ticket ride in California Adventure, like use that whole train system, everything. Cause it's fucking cool. Like
weren't they doing some kind of Avatar thing in Disneyland?
It was talks about it.
Oh, it wasn't like greenlit already.
Not yet. We'll probably hear about it during 2023.
I think there was a rumor that they're going to be expanding, but I don't know if that's still true or anything. I don't know.
What's the isn't it like a third gate or some shit you guys were talking about?
They could. Yeah, they could. We're talking about that they're talking about that third gate being like, I don't know, the Strawberry Patch. It's like a parking lot now. I think Timon and the Pumbaa parking lot or something weird like that they can end up making a third gate. But I was talking about just demoing fucking downtown Disney, using that whole section as something, having them have a little walkway over the fucking Catella, go through those little areas, buy Garden Walk, have Garden Walk now your whole downtown Disney, and then that big old park, that parking lot they have at the other end would be the third gate.
Oh yeah.
So expansions on downtown Disney for both parks, Disney and California Adventure, over the overpass, new downtown Disney, or Disney Springs they would call it, and then the next connection would be a third gate. But I don't know what you put in that third gate. Would that be a villains themed? Like I don't know. They have so much shit they can throw in somewhere. Make that all Pixar now instead, and take out Pixar Pier and retheme it.
I don't think they'd do that. What they can do though is, like we talked about before, is demoing Autopia. Or is that what it is now?
Autopia, yeah.
Yeah, and putting something, either Tron themed or something like that over there, if they don't want to do the whole expansion thing.
Yeah, I agree. And see, my thing is like Tron's huge though. Like
Yeah.
Tron's a big ass ride. So
Yep.
think if you put that right there, that's gonna just engulf everything, and then you're gonna be able to see it from. I guess it's the backside of Fantasyland, so it's not too big. And the mountain, or was it Matterhorn's kind of would be in the way still.
Yeah. I mean, Disney would find a way around it if they needed to, right? It's the same thing that they did with like Toontown, where they just built that giant false wall and painted it to make it look like the sky.
Yeah.
I think they could do something with it.
What did they did that shit on that wall they did with Dumbo, the Dumbo wall? You know what I'm talking about? It's just a fucking blue wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they've just stuck like a little picture of Dumbo. It was fucking weird, man. Oh, there's some weird shit.
What you're talking about? Yep.
Weird shit.
Hey Jay, I want to get your opinion on something. Are you into Marvel? Do you like Marvel?
Yeah.
So what the recent, like within the last like 5-6 years of Marvel movies and TV shows, can I get your kind of perspective and outlook on the content that's been put out recently and how you feel about it?
Yeah, no, I think they need to slow down a little bit. Man, the movies themselves have been kind of getting out of control with how fast they're pumping them out, and like the quality kind of going down a little bit. And that's kind of just been a consistent theme with Disney products recently, in my opinion. But yeah, I think they got to slow down a little bit. Overall, like Marvel's still a great franchise. They can still do a lot of great things with it. You see that with like Spider-Man. You see it with everything else that they're doing. But they got to slow down. They got to slow down.
I agree. And are you more of like slow down as in stop bringing in all these characters, or slow down in just movies in general?
I mean, I think they should slow down and try to figure out more, like correct their path a little bit, just for a time being, right? They need to they don't need to be coming out with a new movie every 4 months like they are. They should try to figure out exactly like how to reintroduce or introduce new characters in a more efficient way, more effective, to where it like rings home with the audience. Like, the old like formula that worked for them was single movie that introduced a character, then a second movie afterwards, and then third movie would usually be like a team up movie, right? Or like Avengers, right? It happened with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, right? All the OGs had like a single movie, then a secondary movie or some team up movie like in between, after you got introduced and like you built a connection with them. They just don't do that anymore.
No,
I agree, and that's what I'm hoping they're going to do with X-Men. And I hope we get. I want a Gambit movie, dude. I need that.
Dude, Gambit's one of my favorite characters. I would love a Gambit movie, but I remember they were trying to do a Gambit movie a few years ago, and they cast like Channing Tatum, and then they scrapped the whole thing.
Yeah. Was it because they didn't want to do it, or was it because he was G.I. Joe or whatever?
I think they kind of got spooked that it wouldn't do well, but I don't know. It might have been
that alone right there, it pisses me off, because they bring in other characters that we knew wasn't going to do well, that no one asked for. And I hate using that phrase, no one asked for this, because I strongly believe that we can do well with some of the things we didn't ask for. But at the same time, Gambit has always been loved by everyone. Like, he's never been shown enough on except for cartoons, the cartoons that we saw with him, but like live action shit, everyone has always begged for fucking Gambit, and we haven't got anything with Gambit in it except for like
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
For like 2 minutes.
And he was the best part of that movie, to be honest. But no, they need to do a Gambit. Yeah, I mean, they could honestly, they could introduce him in this movie, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that's coming out, and kind of do that where, they kind of tease him a little bit, give him his own movie, and then let him, shine in a solo movie.
Look how good Wolverine did.
No, absolutely.
So I mean, they can totally do that, and I think X-Men has some very deep characters that, like legacy characters, just like the Avengers were. I think there's more legacy characters in X-Men than there is Avengers. That would do well.
Well, I mean, they're bringing back the cartoon, right? It's a direct like continuation, but like you have the cartoon where a bunch of us watched it as kids, already develop like a bond with these characters, and then you can make a movie and show some of them, and they'll automatically be liked, right? Like,
yeah.
So,
I agree.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that you brought up was that they fucking Kaylee. Yes, it is gone. I had a Christmas tree right here to like block my cords, but during Christmas, and I just took it down like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think you're that late, to be honest.
I know, right?
It can be Christmas year round for the most part.
For real. So yeah, the one thing that I was kind of when you said they were pushing out too much movies, Kevin Feige, the guy who pretty much,
he's like the head of Marvel.
Yeah, he's spread thin, dude. He has all these movies that he has to do and oversee, and they're just pushing it out, and he can't do anything. He's like, yeah, I guess just put it out. It's almost what it feels like, and it sucks. It really sucks because he gets the shit end of the stick for it because he's the CEO or he's the Marvel guy, so it's like he can only do he can only do what's the word? He can only do so much,
right,
in his position. So
it sucks, I mean, is it just a Marvel thing though, or is it overall like a Disney thing? Because I mean, like we just talked about bad movies, and like we talked about 3, 4, 5 like bad Disney movies that are new releases within the last like few years, right?
I think it's Disney. It's Disney pushing out these. They just want to push them out, like put them out, and Kevin Feige's like, what the fuck, dude? I can't do nothing. Like I'm trying.
I mean, you saw it with Star Wars too.
What's that?
You saw it with Star Wars too. Like, people did not like the newest movies, and it felt like pretty much Disney got a hold of the franchise, and then boom, 3 movies were made like right after. Like,
Yeah, we talked about this before, just over budgeting on everything. Every movie is either $250,000 or
$250 million.
Million, excuse me. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, $250 million or $350 million if you're fucking. What's the last movie that came out that was $350 million? The Dial of Destiny, or whatever it's called. That was $350 million.
What is that?
The Indiana Jones. Is that what's called, Dial of Destiny, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that $350 million for
Don't quote me. It was in the 300s. Yeah.
For a franchise that the main character didn't even really want to reprise, like
the main character that crashed a plane like 4 fucking times in real life. That shouldn't be here anymore.
Well, I swear I remember him saying like, I'm not going to return as Indiana Jones, for anything, and I'm assuming they paid him enough to return for Indiana Jones one more time.
Maybe that's why there was $100 million extra dollars.
Just for him.
Budget. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, man. I think you're right. I think it's just watered down. That's kind of the term we've been using with it. I think everything's just over budget when they don't need to spend that much. I've seen stuff with really good CGI that cost a quarter of what they spent, with high profile actors and actresses. What did we just watch, Tony? That was, what were we looking at? $295.
Yeah, I mean that's so much money, man.
Look how much they made actually in the box office. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
really? Is that good?
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know
that's why they're doing this though. Like, I didn't even go watch the movie, and they're still making $384 million.
Was it good? I didn't watch it.
I didn't see it. I heard it wasn't that good. Fuck, obviously someone liked it.
Yeah, right.
You gotta remember, a lot of those people overseas, like,
that is true. Overseas,
Indiana Jones is huge overseas, dude.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Marvel and all these other all their franchises.
Dude, they have the badass fucking Marvel stuff over there too, man. They're lucky. Well, they have that. I think France just got like an updated version of like an Avengers Campus also. And
I think
some rides in the Rock and Roller Coaster, right?
They got theirs, I think, a little bit after we got ours.
Okay.
And I think
That's
they were
cool.
all like supposed to be like different home bases for different like characters, if that makes sense.
I haven't been to California Adventure yet to see all that. How do you feel like do you think they did Spider-Man dirty with the ride?
No. Oh, what I mean,
I was about to say
I don't know
was...
about doing it dirty. It's they need more actual roller coasters. Like a lot of these rides are going like interactive and things like that. And they're good rides. Like what is it called? Web Slingers, right?
Yeah.
It's a good ride. It's fun, right? But it just ends up being more about like competing against whoever you're in the car with.
We have 3 of those rides in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure.
Two of them are in DCA, right? Like you have Toy Story Mania and then you have Web Slingers, right? Like,
I don't know. I have to disagree with you on that one. I did not like Web Slingers. I think the reason why I didn't like it though was because we waited in this fucking hot ass line for like an hour and a half, and we got that. Like I was expecting this like cool Spider-Man fucking ride, and it was just like this interactive. I don't even know which fucking web I was using. Like once it finally hit the screen, I was like,
"What? You didn't spend the extra $80 for the fucking glove,
dude?" And I was like, the sad thing is, bro, those things I didn't even see until after I got off the ride.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Don't you want to put this in front of the line? So you can,
I don't know why they don't have an option for you to buy it like while you're waiting in line or something like that, because they would sell those.
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah.
There's people that are competitive enough to do it.
Do it like hot dogs, bro. Here's your fucking slingers. While you're in line.
One reason I hate that ride is just because my fiance is just better at it than I am. I don't know why. She's really good at that game, and I'm better at Toy Story Mania than she is, and we just go back and forth. But I have not beaten her on that ride one time. But we've made the top 10 leaderboard a bunch because we're both good at it.
You know why? You know why,
really
right?
Good.
You know why, right?
Why?
Don't you shoot like this? And then on the Toy Story, what aren't you like this?
It's like this.
Yeah, about that.
No,
I'm just saying some people are better at different things.
Yeah. No, she actually told me that the way that she shoots the webs is literally just by like doing like this over and over again. Like you're not doing this. Like you're not actually trying. It's just
open your mouth a little bit closer.
Oh man, but yeah,
you know if you close your eyes and envision some salt going on your tongue and like some salt on there, that you can taste it, right?
Yeah, I heard about that. That's funny. Going back to the soundtracks, Mulan has a banger soundtrack though. It's up there with Lion King.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'll Make a Man Out of You is
well, she also said Emperor's New Groove, and that is a fucking great one, dude. Like
I don't really remember it.
I thought it was a soundtrack, but the movie's good.
The movie was fucking fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that like David Spade to me is always that B-lister actor, but he makes a shitload of movies.
Great movies.
Yeah, and a lot of voiceover. Like so, it's crazy, and especially because he did what, like there 2 of those, and then there's some spin-offs, then a show. Like they did it quite a bit with.
Yeah, they did a TV show for sure, and I think there is 2 of those. Yeah.
What's another one too? Stitch. I feel like Stitch.
Oh, yeah.
Stitch was their version of Universal's Minions. Like just
Joe Dirt
everywhere.
too, dude. Remember Joe Dirt?
Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt 2 was trash.
Plus Grown-Ups.
Yeah.
He was also in this TV show. I'm trying to find it. He was in a TV show. He was like this like playboy. It was kind of like 2.5 Men, or not 2.5 Men. How I Met Your Mother, and Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, he plays this like playboy. He played it kind of like the same thing in this show. It was fucking funny, bro. I gotta find the show. But dude, David Spade he gets a lot of heat from not being like a great actor, but he's in a lot of shit.
Yeah. Have you seen The Last Missy?
No. What is that?
Okay, so if I ever make a stupid recommendation on the show, which I have before, if anyone has Netflix, watch The Last Missy. It's one of those Netflix shows, where Adam Sandler just signed like 40,000 movies and they just shot them all at once. It seems like.
Yeah.
It is so fucking stupid that it's so fucking funny. You gotta watch it. It's worth a watch. Speaking of Adam Sandler, going back to that, it kind of upset me how they had him just push really shitty movies out and they let him make those.
Dude, Netflix is paying him so much money to make those shitty movies, though. I mean, he made a couple good ones, though. Uncut Gems, right?
That was good. I actually like that one.
That was really good. Yeah, no, that was, and it's not him. Like, it's not normally what he does.
Yeah,
that movie was good. But
that was it the Halloween one where he's like a fucking like what the fuck, dude? Come on,
dude. I mean, Netflix paid a lot. They basically said, here, we're giving you this much money. You're gonna make movies, like, you know, and he did it. You know,
he made like what 10 movies? That was fucking shit, and they were coming out quick.
They were. Back to David Spade. You guys know that David Spade is Kate Spade's brother-in-law, right?
Yes.
The Purses? Okay.
Actually knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
did not know that. The Purses?
Yeah. No, there's something else she was in too. Oh no, she died, right?
Yeah, she died. Yeah.
She died. Okay.
Yeah. That's actually when I learned that David Spade was her brother-in-law.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's something weird. There was something weird about with Kate Spade though. What was it? Didn't someone like try to take over the company after and it got all weird? I don't remember. There's some weird shit behind it. Or was her death mysterious?
I don't know about mysterious. It was definitely. I don't remember if it was what caused it. I really don't.
Bro, 2 goats, bro.
Is that Khabib?
Yeah.
Not into UFC all that much, but I recognize a couple people.
Yeah, dude, he
was in Toronto out of all places, dude. The Warriors played in Toronto. I had to show that's a candid.
That's pretty dope. I like it.
But yeah, I did hear something about like some kind of about her death, Kate Spade. That was like mysterious or like.
That's what I'm saying. I swear there's something weird about it.
Yeah, I remember that.
If y'all figure it out, let us know down in the comments below.
Question: 3 people in the comments.
Speaking of mysteries, has anyone ever been to the San Jose? What's it called? The house, Winchester Mystery House.
Oh, years ago, dude.
I've never been. I always wanted to go. So I'm into that shit.
It's pretty cool.
Years ago.
Yeah.
I want to do like a ghost tour or the night tour, whatever they call it.
Hey, that'd be dope, dude. Do a live.
She said, "Y'all remember Lion King 1.5?
1.5.
That was the best track. Is that the one with Timon and Pumbaa?
I think so.
Yeah, they narrated like the whole thing.
So when Pumbaa was in the hot tub, but it was gets out the bubble stop.
I remember that clip. I don't remember the movie, but yes. I was also probably really young.
Jungle Book live action was better than the original, was most well done, but I can't say that for the other live action remakes. Aladdin and Little Mermaid were good though, but not better than. Interesting. I'm still okay with live action, like we're saying, as long as they follow the storyline, I'm okay watching them. There's no harm in them. They're gonna do well. Make sure you have a media person to talk to your stars, and don't let your stars get off the leash, because at the end of the day, they need to sell the product that they're in to make money and not be dumbasses. Just saying. So that's my only thing. Be smart.
Hey, totally
like
off.
Also,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, they also need to figure out like what made that movie so iconic, right? Like, there was like Mulan had a great soundtrack, and it was also like a story about a strong female character, and then they just completely scrap like half of that, and then tried to make it, you know, something that it shouldn't have been in the first place, and then it just ended up being a terrible movie. So like Disney needs to figure out why each movie was so iconic in the first place before they remake it, and even figure out if they should remake it, right? Like, they don't need to remake movies just to remake movies.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that we need a Mulan ride. We have no representation in the parks at all, right? Unless it's like lunar holidays. I think that's the only time. Epcot. What's in Epcot?
All the countries.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Guys, can we all agree, by the way, that Pinocchio is one of the weirdest fucking movies of all time?
Dude, Pinocchio is pretty sketchy, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
That tiptoes.
It's actually like if you watch it now and you hear the shit, it's almost like, what the fuck? Who did this movie, dude?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
The island thing was fucking insane. If you think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it, to put in a Disney movie, it was so weird to listen to, bro. I cringe.
Even the ride is still a little ups. So my thing is that they're getting rid of what are they getting rid of? Splash Mountain. They got rid of the chicks chasing, or the dudes chasing the chicks around with swords and pirates.
Oh, and pirates.
They got rid of a lot of different things.
They got rid of the auction area too.
Yeah, the auction area, but they let these
kept Pinocchio in there.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, there's certain things
Roger
that when
Rabbit.
you see it, you just can't help but think like, hey, like was this person like on something whenever they made this? And that movie is for sure one of those like, what were they on? Like,
same with Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheshire Cat, like all that stuff, like crazy.
Yeah. The dude just smoking away. That's cool.
What's the one we were talking about? It's like, he goes into like hell or whatever.
Oh, Mr. Toads.
Yes, Mr. Toads.
Yeah.
That's another one, dude.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite dark ride out of like Fantasyland dark rides. I love that ride.
Yeah.
Dark ride. Favorite Fantasyland ride though is gonna be the Storyboat Canal. Fucking love that, especially at night, dude.
Yes, man.
So good.
Yes. Yeah.
I just hate that.
Underrated for sure.
I hate sitting in the fucking boat. So I'm too tall. Like I'm just too big for that shit. And then I get up and the fucking boat goes fucking stuck the whole time.
Well, that's because you haven't gone to the gym in like, I don't know, 15 years.
This is all me.
It's
all me, baby. I get the cast member looks at me and goes, "You're sitting in the back, big boy." And I'm like, I guess so. Not by choice. Family's in the front. Just like what's the Casey Jr. Like they're gonna push my ass in that cage. Fuck that.
Hey, question about Universal. Do you think if Universal, because I hear that it's like, even I'm a big guy, right? And most of the rides I won't be able to go on in Universal, from what I'm told. But even people that are like normal size, if they're too tall or if they're too, like even a little bit chubby, like they can't get on the fucking ride. Is that true?
I don't think it's that extreme. I know like if you are like bigger, some of the rides you won't be able to get on. But like it's not like you have to be like abnormally tall. Like they make these rides to fit like a certain variance, right? Like
Americans.
Yeah. It's made for Americans, right? We are bigger than most of the other countries, like, so like if you're 6'5", you might have a problem. But like if you're, anywhere between, 4 feet, like, or 4 feet is where they start letting people on these rides, like 4 feet to like 6'4", 6'3", you should be fine. Even if you're a little overweight.
Do you think that is detriment to some people, like more people going to Universal over, or going to Disney over Universal?
I mean, that's the same thing as about I don't like this conversation where it's going to go. This is like the same thing as about accommodating people on airplanes for 2 seats. Like, I mean, you kind of know, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you're going to fit in a ride. Like if you're that big, you're not going to fit in the ride. Let's put it that way. Like me personally, This is what I'm saying. I'm 6'1", I'm 240 pounds, 230, whatever. I know damn straight I can't fit with my legs standing still on Big Thunder Mountain. Like I have to cross my legs and put them down and like lean in my chair. Otherwise, the flat bar doesn't go down. I know that, being a bigger person.
Mm-hmm. So
what I'm getting at is that going to Universal Studios, you should know and not feel bad that you might not fit on half of these rides. I don't fit on the Avatar, the Flight of whatever. That shit was hell hard for me. Yeah, that was actually difficult for me to get on.
Really?
And same with Tron. Tron was difficult too, because I just had my legs were too long. So
I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm only 5'9", 160 pounds.
Your average height. You're what these rides are built for.
I'm perfect for these rides. Like they're all made for me. Like I am the tester whenever they send the roller coaster for the first time. They're like,
that tall guy over there, fuck him.
Yeah, hey, you sit down and we'll make the roller coaster around you. And so I'm like the perfect height for all these.
But yeah, what I'm getting at is like you should know, like what your limits are, and just in life you should know what your limits are.
Yeah, I mean, you see it not only at like at Universal, but also at like Six Flags too. Like they've had people like get kicked off of rides just for it doesn't fully restrain you, and like unfortunately it's they have to make them within spec, right? So
exactly.
It's not like it's not something that they can control, in my opinion. Like they're making these rides to accommodate the most amount of people possible, but it's not going to fit everybody.
Yeah, my brother, he has a wide, or like he's very wide and has, he has a bigger chest. And we went to Magic Mountain, and we called it one click. He was one click away pretty much on every ride we went on, just because either the bars wouldn't come over because the shoulders are too big, or his belly was in the way on some of them.
But the only thing, like, let me ask you this though, like girls, like females with big breasts, like you could be any kind of size, but if you have big boobs, like you won't get that. Like I never, when I went to Disneyland, I didn't have any problem with any ride. Like
your boobs aren't that big.
No, but I'm a bigger guy, bro. Like I'm a bigger guy. Like you would think that some of these rides I wouldn't be able to like.
Well, they're family style rides, so you got to remember, like, there's always that extra room for you and a kid. So maybe some of the rides you went on, you went by yourself and you don't realize it. Not saying that you're not supposed to go on these rides, but once again, going on even Splash Mountain, I'm pretty close to not fitting that fucking boat either, in that log.
The only ride
right. What ride we should have brought up?
No, the only ride that we the only ride we had trouble with was fucking Goofy's Flight School.
Bottomed out.
Dude, I don't fit on Goofy's Flight School. And like I just said, I'm the perfect model for all of these rides.
Bro, that is probably the hardest ride.
I'm sitting here like with my thighs touching, which is super uncomfortable.
Dude, we almost died, bro. We almost tilted off the fucking track, bro.
You just bring the whole ride down once you hit a turn.
Dude, it was bad.
It was like that. It felt like that.
It felt like the worst pilot was like piloting us on a fucking airplane.
Goofy.
Goofy. Yeah, that's fair.
Well, no, what's that movie with Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg? Soul Plane.
Soul Plane, yeah.
Kind of like we were on a fucking Soul Plane, dude. It was bad.
Okay, so I'm not a clapper when it comes to planes landing. I'm not that person. To me, that's just normal. Like, you're clapping something that has a 99.9% success rate. But there was one time we were on Spirit Airlines.
Oh no.
Bad choice, right? And we landed, and I swear, like, that tire should have popped. I don't understand how it didn't. But that was like, people were out of their seats when we landed. That was the only time where I thought about clapping, because that felt like it should not have been a 99%.
Did it do one of those where it went like just a
dude.
Nope.
It was rough. It was really rough.
Nope. I would say DCA really became IP adventure because it doesn't really fit with the California theme being cohesive. I agree with you. I think that the DCA we have now is better than what we had before, 100%. The fact that we put Marvel there, I like. The fact that we put Star Wars in Disneyland and not in DCA irritates me.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think they should have. I think they could have put that whole part in the back on where Soarin' is, and just use that whole area for it. And they can even use the hotel could have still been themed somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the hotel's already been scrapped, right? Like.
No, not that one. The other one.
I know what you're talking about.
California, whatever. Like you didn't even need Grand California. You couldn't even stop right there. Like you don't have to go all the way down there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel, and also it's just way too big of a land for being landlocked.
Hey, what's that ride we went on? It was me, you, and your brother, and it was kind of like we were in like this big ass tire, and we just fucking spun.
Oh, Luigi's? No, not Luigi's. We spun.
Yeah, it was we were just sitting in fucking water, and then we would, I don't know if we would spin, but we had to hold the bar.
Cali River Rapids.
Oh yeah, that shit. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Dude, I'm one of the weird people that actually like that fucking ride, which is weird because I never get wet on that fucking ride. Wasn't there like a family in there with us?
Yes,
too?
yes.
Yeah. Okay,
dude, I remember. I remember. I sat down and you came in and literally like hit everyone's knees on the way to your seat.
My bad.
Because they couldn't, because it was like me and your brother right here, and then you had to go over here because it was like the last seat left, and you fucking like banged everyone's knees on the way over there.
Thank God, by the way, that we didn't all have to sit next to each other.
No, I remember that family that was sitting right there, and there was like one seat left, and you're like, okay.
We had fun. There's always
no, it was fun.
there was always like the fucking weird awkward. Like I'm not. I mean, I'm probably awkward, but it's always awkward because you're in. Like you're about to get fucked up on this ride.
Yeah.
And you're hoping it's them.
Yeah. You know what? Everyone has that weird agreement. Like,
like it should be you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, tell them about the ride where what's the ride again? We're in the log.
Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain. It was me, Candid, and his brother. We were the last three. Like I was the last one. Yeah, I was the last one. My his brother was in the middle, and Candid was in front of him, and then there was two girls in front of him.
Oh yeah, they were probably dry.
Oh no, they were drenched, dude.
Oh, really?
We were dry. We were dry. And the funny thing is, they had white shirts on with like their bathing suit under.
Oh,
and
okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, they were ready.
It's like they
but
were.
The thing is like our asses were wet because of the water that got into it, but we were dry, bro. They were like it looked like they jumped in. That's how wet they were. Because it was bottom heavy, dude. We were like this the whole time. We were like this, and then
I guess
But they fucking got the shit out of this thing, bro. It was so bad.
I was telling someone on probably on one of these podcasts, but the wettest I ever gotten at Disneyland was actually on Matterhorn. That fucking ending. I don't know what they did if they accidentally put too much water in that day, but we hit the brakes at the end, and that shit just went home, dude. And that water's disgusting too. It's fucked up. But say I never been Slinkers, never had a desire, would rather go on Heimlich Choo Choo. Oh, I'll miss Heimlich Choo Choo Train. That was the best one. Heimlich Choo Train, the candy corn. You remember that? You go around and he goes so Heimlich from Bug's Life. You go around on this train and he eats through everything. He's like, "Oh, look, a beautiful candy corn." And they fucking like eat candy corn and shit. And then they'd use all the smells on you.
Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That was probably one of the best rides in DCA.
Do you guys remember the Stitch ride where Stitch would burp in your face?
Was that a
you know
World?
what? That might have been in Florida.
I think that's where yes, I went on that before they took it out. Dude, they literally got rid of it like the week after. And I was pissed because my chair didn't work. My wife's chair didn't work either. And my glasses were all fucking scratched and fucked. So all it was is just pitch black in there. And I don't know.
That's one of those childhood rides for me that I just remember. And my fiance is a huge like Lilo and Stitch fan, and she did not get to ride it. Unfortunately,
I think that's one of the most underrated Disney movies of all time.
But it's not because they did so much with it.
He's so popular, but like they could be doing more with it than they are.
Oh yeah, I agree. Same thing with Monsters Inc.
Yeah, have you been on the Monsters Inc. ride, Tony?
I don't remember. By the way, Jay, I've only been to Disneyland twice, and that was like
you were gonna say I only had 2 experiences.
Yeah. And that was like before the Pandy and after the Pandy, like 2 years apart.
I mean, at least you have pre and post in mind.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Like I went in thinking like Disneyland is just this child's. What's that? Oh,
Kronk's New Groove.
That is the other one.
That one was good. That was a spin-off you were talking
about.
Yep.
Yeah, I went in thinking it's just this childish theme park, and I'm not gonna have any fun. And I didn't like roller coasters at the time, but I literally went on like every roller coaster and loved it. Like it was fun as fuck. Nice. Except for one because this fucking bitch over here.
What?
So remember, this was my first day at Disneyland, and I was getting used to like we went on Space Mountain. Yeah, Space Mountain, and we went on another ride that was a roller coaster, and I was having fun. And then we go to Galaxy fuck's it's called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Mission Breakout.
Yes. So we get on that. I have no idea what it is. I have no clue. And it's me, Candid, his dad, and his brother, and a bunch of us. But Tony, his dad, was like, hey, you know what ride this is? Because he knew I was, getting used to. He knew I was getting used to like the roller coasters and all that shit. He's like, you know what ride this is, right? And I was like, no. And he was like, Cannon's like, shut up, don't tell him. and all I remember like is getting in my seat, Cannon's to my left, some random persons to my right. And you know how they have those like metal like handles next to it? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't use that. I used fucking Candid's fucking kneecap and squeezed the fuck out of it.
I mean, he probably deserved
Dude,
dude.
It's crazy. So being a bigger person and getting air, that's just scary. That's some sketchy shit, dude. I love that I love that feeling though, man. In general, it's like it's cool.
As soon as I left my seat, I was like, fuck you. Yeah. I hate you.
Yep. But good ride though, right?
Yeah. No.
You do it again?
Fuck, it's a great ride. It's a great ride.
I'm too big to leave my seat midair, dude. Like, no.
So
can't do it.
If you went to Florida with me, you would have to at least do it one more time. Yeah, because they have the Tower of Terror.
I will try. Yeah, I will try.
I wouldn't make you do it again after that. Okay,
I will try a new ride for sure.
But Tower of Terror is it's dude,
same style, but it's the OG.
That setup, walking down and just seeing the whole hotel and just the way they have it presented, it's fucking sick. They did a great job there and makes Disneyland's look like shit.
Yeah, I can see that. The setup's definitely better. Like that wait line is significantly more like detailed. Like there's so much more to it. Yeah, it does.
What's the queue look like for that?
Like a hotel. Like, dude, it looks like you're walking up to a hotel. And you're going through like a garden.
Through like the garden, and then you end up going into the hotel. Like it looks like you're like going into the lobby, you go into a room just like Mission Breakout. They kind of play like a Twilight Zone thing, but
it's their castle. Like it's Hollywood Studio. It's like their castle. So it's set up to be like you go. What's their street called? It's not Main Street. What is it? Hollywood Boulevard or something?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and you literally look down the boulevard and it's there.
Yep.
It's really cool. It's a good setup. I actually really like that park. When I went last, they had all the new stuff there, so like really was more almost a full day park now. I like the movie ride. It sucks that they got rid of it, but I also did enjoy the Mickey Mouse Runaway Railway. Yeah.
Hard one to say. Railroad.
Rail something.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Have you been to Universal in Florida?
No. So I was gonna go this last trip if my family didn't go with me. I would have went. But since they went with me, it made more sense obviously to go to Disney World and just take them through that. So next time I go out there, I'm
those two new rides are fantastic.
Velocicoaster.
Like Velocicoaster and Hagrid's are as much as I want to love Hagrid's more, Velocicoaster is the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
Wow. That's a bold statement, by the way.
It is, but there's also a bunch of other really good roller coasters that I haven't been on. Okay. So like take that knowing.
Have you been on X2? Or Tatsu Magic Mountain?
Yes, and I like them better. I like Velocicoaster better. Okay. Velocicoaster is just such a good ride that like we got to ride it like pre-opening, like thing where they're letting everybody on it, but like man, that ride is insanely smooth. It's fast. It does a barrel roll right over the water. Like it is very good.
See, I love roller coaster, man. I would ride that shit.
Yeah.
Tony just sent me a video the other day of the Hagrid's thing, and I'm like, dude,
Hagrid's is really immersive.
So cool.
Yeah, no, they did a fantastic job with that one. But the theming is fantastic. It's a good ride, but like Velocicoaster is a better roller coaster, where Hagrid's is a better ride, if that makes sense, or experience.
Okay, and see, that's kind of the thing that I like about Universal, that they're trying to stick with that immersiveness and that theming. Where back in the day, I felt like it was there. Like, go Tones, what?
No. This is nothing to do with what you guys are talking about.
Go for it.
Have you guys seen The Brother's Son on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good, dude. It just got canceled. But oh my god, I can't.
They do that all the time though. What was the other one that I think we just talked about? Glades. The Glades?
Oh, the Glades?
They never fucking finished that. They never finished the Glades. They got like
I'm happy they did I'm happy they finished Ozarks.
Oh, Ozarks. I watched one season, I think, and it was really good. I just didn't get back into it.
Dude, if you guys watch, please go watch this Brother Son on Netflix. It is
I'm not
so
listening to you anymore. You already have me watching too much shit.
This is so good, dude. Fine, Jay, go watch The Brother Son on Netflix.
I don't watch TV like that, dude.
Have you guys watched the Righteous Gemstones on Max?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's so good. I love that show.
Yeah, it's really good. I like I'm a huge Danny McBride fan. I think what is Eastbound and Down though? That's my go-to. Have you seen that?
I've heard about it. I might have watched it a while ago, but
yeah, where he's the baseball player, then gets like shipped over to Mexico.
Yes. Yep. That's what I was
dude.
Like.
That, but some of the shit that Will Ferrell come on there, he's the shit he says, dude. That's fucking hilarious. Oh man, it's pretty fucking. It gets pretty real on there. I like that. HBO has no filter. Like they're not with
they
the
like
bullshit.
To push the envelope. Yeah,
exactly.
I love it.
But they do also push the envelope in other ways too that are now times
not the best.
Yeah, like they did with Velma. That was a fucking bullshit thing they did. Have you seen Velma?
Mm-mm.
So, not knowing anything about it except for that Scooby Doo, I sit down with my son, which is 4 years old, and I turn on Velma. What's that?
Isn't it a scary movie?
No, it's not. It's a cartoon where it's just very raunchy.
Oh, yes. I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, like really bad. And I'm like, what the fuck? I had to turn it off. Yeah, I had to turn it off because
that makes sense. Well, they're changing a bunch of not Disney, but like they're changing a bunch of characters around, making them a little bit more, I guess, adult themed. Which that's kind of been the trend, which is kind of weird to me. Like all these they're making all these like movies and shows and stuff like that, like trying to target an older audience. But the older audience that they're targeting is also the same people that were just watching them as kids and already love the franchises.
Exactly.
Like, you don't need to change it. It's like with Avatar, like they're changing it a little bit to where it's a little bit more adult theme. They said it's like they kind of wanted to make it like a Game of Thrones-esque show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you don't need to do that. The adults that you're targeting are the same people who grew up with the show,
exactly,
like in the early 2000s.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you. I think they did a good job with like Power Rangers. They didn't try to go over the top with it, even though they changed some shit around with that too to match certain things. But
yeah,
I actually liked the Power Rangers.
The show.
Yeah, the movie. The movie. Yeah.
I kind of did too, actually. Yeah.
Have you seen the new Ninja Turtle movie?
No.
The cartoon? I need to watch that. I heard it was really good. Was it
Seth Rogen?
I think Seth Rogen made it, right? Or directed or something?
Yeah. Seth Rogen's been a pretty good producer.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Or director. Sorry.
You need to make the Universal rides fluffy friendlier. So, like I said, I haven't been in years, so hearing that they are a little bit more compact versus Disneyland.
I mean, yeah, more so than Disney, but like I said earlier, it's like they're making these rides with like end user in mind, right? Like they're making them to fit as many people as possible. Like they're not specifically trying to leave out like a certain group of people, but it's like to make these rides that are like pushing the envelopes, like Velocicoaster and like Hagrid's, like they have to make them within a certain spec, and it might leave out a certain group of people, and that sucks. But in the end, we end up getting a great ride. So that'll fit like 95% of the population, right?
Yeah, and then Kaylee comes back with the second part on that. I think they use more safety lap bars and restraints at Universal compared to Disney, so that's why they're on this fluffy friendly. And like I said, I haven't been there, so I don't know. But if you go to Disneyland, you're not getting pretty much anything crazy like even the lap bars are still old school.
Well, it goes back to like what I said earlier. It's like, I said I wanted Disney to put out more roller coaster instead of like rides and experiences. But it's like if Disney does that, then you run into the same issue where like, they might exclude like a certain person or like group of people that they don't want to exclude, right? They're a family friendly park. They want everybody to be able to enjoy their park, where like Universal seems to be okay leaving out like, again, the minority percent of the population that like won't fit on their rides one way or another, right? Like they're okay making that decision to come out with a good ride that everybody's going to talk about, where Disney just wants you to have a good family experience with everybody.
Yep. Tony, there's this time, it's off topic, but not still on topic. This time that Jake went to Disneyland, and he'd send me pictures of like different parts of the park and like different ride queues, and I would guess which it was. And I went like 100. Like I batted.
Oh no, you were 100%, yeah. And it was like super zoomed in, like photos, like we're talking about like 50 times zoom and stuff like that, where it's like the most obscure thing. Like, and it'd be like a painting on the wall within the ride, and he was guessing it 100% of the time. It was
it made me feel
insanely
uncomfortable. Like, it made me feel like fuck, dude, what am I doing with my life? This is fucking stupid. But I loved it, and I appreciate you doing that because it made me it made me have fun. I was having fun that day.
I could probably do shit like that with like Game of Thrones, dude. So don't feel bad.
It gets kind of crazy sometimes with this shit.
It was. What's kind of crazy is like Marcus was like naming the rides like perfectly, and I'm the one at Disney like on the rides, and I can't even remember the name of the ride that I'm on. So like the fact that I'm able to recall these rides right now when we're having this conversation is actually pretty impressive to myself.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, my brain is like fucking mush. I don't know. There's shit in there, but sometimes it's like in a different spot. It's from riding too much of Autopia in those fumes.
I remember going over to his house, and I have to tell the story just because it was before we went to Disneyland, and I went over Kenneth's house, and we spent probably, I want to say 3 hours watching Disneyland rides that people put on YouTube. Like he was trying to get me to like kind of look at the rides and shit and like see how they work and stuff. But I mean, I had fun doing it. I wasn't complaining about it, but it was probably a good 3 hours that we watched these YouTube videos of these people's rides and shit. It was pretty cool.
I love watching ride throughs. My wife always gets mad. You're ruining the experience for other people. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
See, like I don't lean one way or the other. I probably just prefer to go ride an experience for the first time on my own, and like that's why we haven't watched anything like that for like Cosmic Rewind or Tron. But like I'm not gonna knock you if that's what you like to do. Like some people
get the thrill from it.
The rides. Yeah, no, but I like to be surprised about like what I'm gonna see, like from Guardians of the Galaxy, or not Guardians of the Galaxy, Rise of the Resistance. Like if I would have watched that online first and then gone and seen it, I don't think it would have been.
I've only watched that like 2 times, and I know that to the point where I'm like, I don't know any of the scenes. I just know that you walk through, like that one part with the fucking stormtroopers.
It's such a long like
AT-ATs shoot at you, but I guess there's 2 floors. That's it. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh, then the fucking stupid animatronic that goes like this.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the Kylo Ren animatronic. In that section specifically, like I think they could have done something better. But
I think we talked about this on Orange Grove 55. But
shout out to Orange Grove 55 and George.
Shout out OG and George. But to me, aesthetically it's great. The nostalgia of it is great. But the queue, like from when you enter to when you finally sit down and go on your ride, like that queue is fantastic, dude. I think it's the best queue of all of Disneyland.
For Rise of the Resistance?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a long queue. Like
exactly.
When you're going through it, it doesn't feel long because of like you're experiencing it all. But like, man, that is like from the time you hop in line to the time that you go through like the whole like the talking points, and then you get on the ship, and then you end up landing. Like you're going through so much stuff that like when you look back on it, it's such a long queue.
Yeah.
But it's a good pacing. So like it is a great ride.
Disney's been doing that lately with their queues, just fucking hour-long walkthroughs. What was the other one? The other one, the same land, the Falcon one, Millennium Falcon. That's so long, dude, and it's decent.
It's okay. Avatar. It's not the best. I'm not a big fan of it.
Avatar has a long ass queue, dude. It's actually a really good queue though.
But if you think about it, it's kind of like it's nice that they have them because like when the park is crowded, right? Everybody's in these queues, and that like frees up time for like other things for other people. So like they kind of have to do these like really long elaborate queues and like be creative with them, but it ends up working out.
Whoops. Did you put this one up?
Yeah, we already talked about it.
Yeah.
I would say Disney needs a bit more thrill, nothing crazy, and Universal needs more family rides.
Yeah,
I need to get to Universal.
Universal in California now has the Super Mario World, so like they are kind of doing that, but like Disney does need more thrill, in my opinion. You have like 3 or 4 like actual roller coasters at Disneyland. You have like Incredicoaster, Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, and like that's all I can think of right now. Like,
yeah. Do you oh, good. Sorry.
I was gonna say like out of those, 2 of them, no, 1 of them has a loop. Like that's it.
Yeah. See, that's kind of.
But
I
again,
don't
they're
know.
different types of parks. You have Disney
Yeah.
going for the experience where like Universal, you're kind of getting both, but they have to compete with Disney. And Disney has like the name recognition that Universal kind of has, but not like to as big of an extent.
Yeah. Do you think Universal should sell or not sell, but move their their movie lots to another location, and then use that as land for more rides and expansions?
I don't know if they should, but like that is like a thing that people go to their parks for. I actually haven't been to the California Universal, so I haven't. Yeah, I've been to the Florida one a couple times, but I have not been to the California one. But I know like a lot of people do go for like that experience, and I know they have like that VIP tour where you go in the back and can tour the lots and everything. But I mean, the California one, from what I've heard, is very small. So if they wanted to explore that, I don't think it's a bad idea, to be honest.
Gotcha. Question. It's kind of veering off topic because it's gonna be a great segue. What is your thoughts on them switching the NFL from going to Disneyland to Disney World? Or is it the other way around?
The NFL, like
yeah, remember they're like, oh, we're going
Disney World. Yeah. Did they switch that?
Yeah, they went. I think they said now they're going to Disneyland or something.
Disneyland, yeah, instead of Disney World. That is kind of crazy.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I mean, wasn't the Pro Bowl in Orlando this year?
Yeah, it was
at the complex, right? Dude, have you seen that complex?
No, I haven't.
Dude,
that Pro Bowl this year was actually really fun. I don't know if you guys watched it. That Pro Bowl this year was actually really good.
I saw some stuff like the flag football. I love that.
Football, I think, was a good idea. I think it was a fantastic idea.
Hurt. No one wants to play and get fucking hurt, dude. Nope. It's not worth it.
They make too much money to make because I believe if you win the Pro Bowl, you get like 100,000, 200,000. Like, so if you were like a rookie that got drafted in the 5th round, like Puka Nacua, then you're trying really hard to win those games because like that's a huge portion of your paycheck. Where like if you're Patrick Mahomes and you're there, you're not playing very hard, right? Like you don't want to get hurt. That's the only thing you're there for.
I don't think they get money, for going to the Pro Bowl. I think something in their contract gets triggered if they are elected to the Pro Bowl.
That's usually how it works out. But I want to say that like they did a money incentive where if you won, you got like 100,000 or something like that.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, nice. I didn't know that.
Because they want people to watch it too. So if you have these people actually playing their asses off, it's going to be a good game.
Who's your team, Jay?
I am a Seahawks fan. So
well,
I actually haven't talked to Candid since the Super Bowl. How are you feeling about that?
I'm fine. It's my brother and my dad that are the heart's being hit.
I still haven't talked to your brother on the phone, by the way. Yeah. I've been calling and texting him. He texts me once in a while, but I have not been on the phone with your brother in weeks.
He's still alive. I'm just getting used to it.
Players get 84,000 for winning the Pro Bowl, so they do get some money.
Hey, that's money. Wow. Hey, that's that. Brock Purdy needs that money,
dude. Right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's like half his paycheck, if not, for the entire year, pretty much.
So he's gonna get all those endorsements, dude.
So, what's your opinion on Geno Smith?
Dude, Geno is. I still think pretty underrated. Like there's kind of 3 levels to it, right? People who love Geno think he's like the greatest quarterback in the league. He's not that, right? Like, there's like the people in the middle who are like, cool, we could roll with Geno for the next like 4 years, 5 years if we wanted to. Probably have a really good team. Maybe we compete for a Super Bowl, right? Maybe we get there, maybe we don't. But those same people also understand that, like, hey, we need to start planning for the future because he's already like 31, 32. Yeah. Like he's only like a year or 2 younger than Russell Wilson was, right? So we're not getting that much younger. And then you have the people that are like, it's not worth like keeping him around. Like we should try to go get somebody bigger. I know people want us to like trade for Justin Fields, or they want us to like go out and like draft, Michael Penix or whoever we can get at 16.
Dude, by the way, I am so surprised he's getting this like second round grade, Penix. Dude, he fucking killed it this year, bro.
He did, but he did. He had a great game against Texas, right? Like where everybody's like, dude, he's going top 10. Like this guy is gonna jump like Jaden Daniels, and then he goes out and plays well against Michigan, right? But not like great.
Yeah.
And then all the hype died, right? Like, and we've seen like those hype things like happen a lot where like, casual viewers like, dude, this guy's gonna be fantastic. And then the NFL goes like, okay, like we understand that like he did well, but like we got to temper our expectations. And you saw it with like DK Metcalf, for instance, with like the combine, he lit it up, right?
Dude, it was one of the best combines ever.
Right. And the only thing that you could knock was his 3-cone drill or something like that was slower than like Tom Brady's, what everybody said. But it's also like he's way bigger than Tom Brady. And they were
then he goes and runs like a 4.43 or 4.
A 4.33 40.
Yeah, dude. There you go.
At 6'4", 240 pounds or something like that.
Fucking galloping.
Dude, the best part about that combine was when he met with Pete Carroll. Yep. Yeah, he came in the fucking room and just fucking takes his shirt off, and then Pete Carroll takes his shirt off.
Yep,
dude, that was fucking great. But
I was wanting us to take him in the first round that year, and then we didn't, and I'm like, man, like we should have got DK. Like, why were we not getting DK? And then we end up getting him by trading up to the last pick in the second round, and he just showed to be like as good as he is. Man, that was one of my favorites.
I think I was talking to you about that, right? Like how underrated he is.
Oh yeah,
like, I mean, he is on that team because everyone gives what's his name, the star, like
Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
He does, and he deserves it, bro.
Oh,
Lockett's good.
I hate when people fucking talk shit about Tyler Lockett.
I love the Seahawks receivers. I think you guys have some of the best fucking receivers.
I was gonna say, like, so the Pacific Northwest in general kind of gets overlooked as like a sports area a lot. There's an East Coast bias in sports, right? So like the Seahawks don't get talked about, like they don't get the recognition. Like last year, I think Tariq Woolen had such a good rookie year that he should have been like rookie of the year. Sauce Gardner had a fantastic year too, but I think Woolen had a slightly better year. Not being a homer, by the way. But Witherspoon this year had a fantastic rookie year.
Smith
and Jigba, like he's really good. We didn't see like a huge breakout from him, but we also have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett in front of him. But we have one of the best receiving corridors in the NFL, right? Like
I agree.
Up there with like the Bengals, up there with like a healthy Buccaneers team, right? Like I think we're slightly better than the Buccaneers, but I don't.
I like Evans. I like Evans. I'm not a big fan.
I wish. I thought if they had a bad season, I had a feeling he was going to leave, but they did.
Dude, he's so good, man.
He's so good. On a different team. I'm just. It's weird. It's weird to say that.
Yeah, I mean, he just performs, dude. He has like 1,000 yards every season for his entire career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even with him missing a couple games every year.
What do you think? Where do you think Williams is going to go, Caleb?
Oh, he's going to the
Bears.
He's going to the Bears. Yeah.
Dude, he pissed me off today, bro. Pissed me off today. Yes.
Why?
He called you. Was like, "Fuck you, dude. I'm going to the Bears."
Dude,
he's like, "I heard you can't fit on the rides at Universal."
Pissed me off, man.
He's cocky for no reason, bro. Like he's good. He's not.
You could be cocky.
He's been talked about for the last 2 years. I get it, man. Like, and you want your quarterback to have some confidence, right? Like, you can't just have him like, yeah, like I'm okay.
Did you hear what he did though?
Mm-mm.
So the collective bargaining agreement is something that the NFL has with the players, with the union, right?
Yeah.
Caleb Williams and his father said to owners that they want a percentage of the team if they get drafted to them.
Come
on, bro.
Who was the number 1 overall pick last year?
Why
am I blanking?
Yeah, me too. What the fuck? Who had the number 1 pick last year? It was
Bryce Young. Never mind.
Yes, Bryce Young.
No, I heard a rumor about Caleb Williams wanting that like last year when he wasn't even like the number 1 overall. Like, I mean, he was still projected to be the number 1 overall, but like I heard something about that last year.
Bryce Young
wanna
did
say
all
it was
right,
him.
by the way. CJ Stroud, I think, overshadowed him.
Well,
that's CJ Stroud was better.
Yeah,
for sure. He had a better rookie year. That's why he won Rookie of the Year.
Caleb was also talking about going to the Commanders, which is crazy because I think Howell's still.
Well, he's from DC, so of course he wants to go play.
But I think Howell's still. I think
Howell. I don't understand how Howell fell to the 5th round unless there was something that like came up in like meetings that like I don't know about. But like, I mean, before last year, Howell was projected to be the number 1 overall pick. So then he falls to the 5th round after having like a pretty good year at UNC.
I'm surprised that Caleb Williams is still getting the amount of attention he is from the fucking year he had this year. And that's what confuses me out of everything, because he literally shit the bed this year. He was not good.
Yeah, the team wasn't great. He plays well out of structure, which I think is why a lot of NFL teams like him, especially when you're as bad as the Bears are, right? Like, so he has the ability to kind of, like save a play, right? Similar to like Russell Wilson, similar to like Patrick Mahomes and all these other like really good quarterbacks. So I think that's kind of why they like him. But man, there's just times where you watch Caleb Williams throw and he like hesitates and he doesn't pull the trigger on certain throws where he just should.
The Jimmy Garoppolo effect.
Dude, yes. I mean, like he has better accuracy than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not as handsome, but he has better accuracy. But yeah, no, he just hesitates, and then he has to play out of structure because of it. And it's kind of what you saw with like Russell Wilson at the Broncos the year with Hackett. Like, everybody's like, let Russ cook, but it's like they put him in a structured offense and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
he couldn't play the way that Hackett wanted him to. He couldn't play like, I mean, even this year, like he wasn't really at the beginning of the year playing the way that Sean Payton wanted him to. And
that's exactly why the fucking
they're gonna let him go.
Yeah,
he'll get picked up. He still has. Has the juice.
Well, he's going to get picked up because he's probably going to be okay taking a lower contract from whatever team he goes to.
We need to get rid of Darnold, dude.
No, I think he goes to the Steelers, the Patriots, or maybe even Minnesota. I doubt Minnesota, but like I could see it where he wants to be a starter, right? He wants to be a star quarterback. Would wants to
get the start over Pickett.
Fuck
if they sign him, they're playing him over Pickett.
Pickett's trash,
dude. Pickett was such a high everyone was on Pickett's nuts.
He was a high pick in a year where quarterbacks were not high. Like
that was Purdy.
He was the only quarterback taken in the first round.
Sam Howell was Pickett.
Sam Howell was that year. It was a couple years ago.
There's one more. Who was the other big one? There's another big one that year.
With Pickett's year or Sam
Pickett's year.
It was Malik Willis and Will Levis.
Will Levis, that's it.
Okay. Levis, there you go.
Yeah, that guy
there was and again, like you had a combine performance from Malik Willis where like everybody's like, dang, like this dude is like could go to like the Seahawks at number 9 that year, or number 8, whatever we had, and he falls to like the 3rd round, dude. Like insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And I'm a Raiders fan, so I can't really say much about anything because our drafting has been the last good pick we had was fucking Crosby in like the 4th round.
Dude, I love that guy.
Yeah,
I do too. I would love him on my team.
So cool.
Yeah, he is a Raider. Like he embodies a Raider.
Through and through, fucking Raider. Like Al Davis would love this guy. Like that's how much of a Raider he is. But
I don't know if he was fast enough for Al Davis though.
I know that's true, right? But the thing about the Raiders we thought these people had high ceilings, even though they didn't do good in college, and every single time they've been wrong about those high ceilings. Dude.
Yeah,
Alex Leatherwood. We literally picked him 4th overall or 5th overall, and we released him the next year. Like it was that bad.
I mean, you guys have had some of the worst draft picks that I can remember. Like,
pissing
not
me
like
off.
Again, not to like talk crap about
No,
Alexander
please,
players because they're
please do.
no, I mean like on a personal level because like they're still fantastic athletes. Like sometimes you just don't work out in a situation, right, that you get drafted to. But like when you guys took Clelin Ferrell number 3 overall in that year's draft, it blew my mind what you guys were doing. And like I get it. Like take the shot on the guy that you like and the guy that you want. But like he was being projected to go like in the 20s, like 26, 27 overall. So like you have the ability to trade back, get more picks on top of, I think that was a year you guys drafted Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
But like you guys had multiple first round picks. Like why not trade back and get even more stuff to like, build a franchise around. But
that's fucking Mike Mayock and fucking John Gruden for you, bro. God, they were so bad. Josh McDaniels as well. Fucking terrible, dude.
I hated that hire. The moment I saw it, I'm not a big fan of hiring a failed head coach like that again. Like to the extent that he was as bad as he was. Like the Seahawks, for our coaching search, there was the ton of rumors about Dan Quinn, and like again, like not to talk crap, but like I did not want it. Like as a Seahawks fan, I wanted something new, something that we could like be excited for. And Dan Quinn's just not that. He's a lesser Pete Carroll in my opinion.
Who's the coach now for the Seahawks?
Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Pete Carroll. I'm surprised he's gone, man. I really am. I mean, he's not gone, right? Isn't he like the vice president or some shit?
He's still like a front office role. He's not the vice president of football operations anymore. That's it's entirely like John Schneider, our GM. He has full like control over the roster, the coach, like pretty much the coaches, right? He's going to let Mike McDonald choose who he wanted. But yeah, you like Pete Carroll's still there and in like an advisory role. But to me, that seems more just like hey, like, we love you here. Like, let's keep you around in some capacity. It's not like a hey, like we're going to come to you with it might be, but it seems more like let's not end this on bad terms rather than, hey, this is a better opportunity for you.
Yep.
He's like 85.
He's the oldest coach in the league. Yeah. Or
was. What is his actual age? 78?
73, 72.
Okay. It's fucking up there though, right?
It's up there. Yeah. He's 1 year older than Bill Belichick. That's what I remember. I think it's 73.
72.
72. Okay. Damn, dude. That's crazy.
So let me ask you something, Jay. Have you watched any of the Raiders games at all this year?
I watched whichever one you guys blew out the Chargers. Yeah, I watched that one. I watched the Chiefs game.
What a stupid fucking game, by the way.
Dude, man, it just
I was at your house, wasn't I?
Probably.
Yeah. I was. Yeah. Remember?
Wasn't it the game where they were like they should fire the Chargers head coach like at halftime? Like
they
should have. They really should have.
Yeah, it was that day I was at your house. Remember, we were like trying to get it was a Thursday night.
What were we eating?
We had okay. So I went over his house. He's like, bro, my wife's making pozole tonight.
Oh, okay, that was that night. Okay.
He's like, I love my wife's pozole. And then I start eating it. She's like, pretty good, huh? It's my first time I've ever made pozole. I was like, but yeah, so the reason why I asked that question is our quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. Have you heard or
I like him.
Like, what do you think about him?
I think he's in a similar vein as Sam Howell, to be honest. I don't know if he has as big of an upside as Sam Howell does, because Sam Howell has a huge arm. But like Aiden O'Connell, that's his name, right?
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell, yeah.
I'm thinking of the coach for the Vikings, I think. But he has the tools, right? Like he had some success this year, and I think again, like he could be something like a Kirk Cousins, like a Ryan Tannehill. Better than Jimmy Garoppolo, but like similar vein.
That job for sure.
For sure.
And I loved Aiden O'Connell in the preseason. He was fucking zipping balls, like literally hitting people on like 20-yard outs and shit, like on the money.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this kid's good, dude. And then we also got him in like the 4th round. And then as soon as Jimmy Garoppolo gets in, it's like a fucking overthrown ball, a ball that hits like their feet. I'm like, put the fucking rookie in. So he gets in and he goes 5-4, dude. He's the last quarterback to beat fucking Patrick Mahomes like this year. And I thought he was doing well, but you hear these stories of like the Raiders are going to trade up to 3 and get fucking Jaden McDaniels or what's his name? Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. Yeah,
Jaden Daniels. Or the dude from North Carolina. Like you hear these stories, I'm like, fuck, should we stay with Aiden O'Connell? Should we get a fucking quarterback?
I mean, it's tough, right? Like, I mean, I think you see enough from Aiden O'Connell to be happy if you don't get a quarterback. But if you have I wouldn't trade up in my opinion to go get like the 3rd overall like quarterback that comes off the board. I would just sit where you are and see who falls to you. And if Jaden Daniels somehow falls to you, take the guy with the even bigger upside than Aiden O'Connell, in my opinion. But like you don't have to give up future assets when you have a solid commodity at quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you could do the. I think that was perfect. I love the way you said that because I do think they should keep it that way. Keep 13 and get whoever's best on the board. Because I mean, we need a little bit of defense. We need some offensive linemen, and I think like we finished the year strong with Antonio Pierce. I think he was a great addition to the kind of coaching the Raiders need. We need that kind of grit. Like Josh McDaniels would tell the players if Raider players talk shit about the Patriots, he would tell them don't fucking ever talk shit about the Patriots. Like that's crazy. And that killed the team, bro. It killed the whole fucking camaraderie in the team and the collective. Like people just didn't want him as coach, so that's why they got rid of him. Anyway, I think we did well enough to his second year, Aiden O'Connell's second year, to go in and prove that he could be the quarterback for the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Plus, I mean, you've seen like time and time again where like the structure to like make like these like franchise teams isn't go out and get a quarterback that's, I mean, besides Patrick Mahomes, like, you know, it's not go out and get a Josh Allen and then, you know, build a team around them. It's build the team, have a star wide receiver already in place, and then you turn around and draft a quarterback, and you kind of have to get lucky with it, right? Yeah. And like the other thing that's kind of crazy is like if you think back at like all the recent drafts and like all these great quarterbacks that are coming out, like almost none of them were taken with like the first like 5 picks in the draft. Exactly. They're all like besides Trevor Lawrence, and he hasn't even been like, you know, he's great. He's a good quarterback, but he's not like Patrick Mahomes level, right? Like he has that ability, but he's not him yet, right?
CJ Stroud is like the last one out of like the last couple years to even be that good.
But he's done it for 1 year, right? Like, you know, he could end up falling on his face this next year, right? After people get tape on him. He could get hurt. He could be, you know.
He could pull a Derek Carr.
Well, at the same okay. Well, at the same time, what's his name? Burrow.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Burrow was like the last one, like that was the first overall pick, and that actually like made to the Super Bowl, and looks like he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
People love that fucking dude too.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like people love Burrow, dude.
Yeah. It's hard not to like him though, dude.
It is.
I mean, especially you had Andy Dalton for so long too.
Yeah, but not just that. Like he goes out and it proves that
he's
like
good, man.
Yeah, he talks his shit and he's not like overly arrogant. Like he's confident. And these quarterbacks that you see that talk shit and it just they can't back it up. Burrow has done that. Burrow has talked his shit and backed it up, and that's I like Burrow.
I do too, and I'm not an LSU fan. They're actually one of my least favorite teams. But like, you know, coming out of college, I wanted to hate on him, but like, you can't, man. Especially like he gets to the Bengals, right? Like he didn't pull an Eli Manning like they were talking about him possibly doing. Like, you know, and I don't think that like, you know, seeing how he is in the NFL, like I don't think that's how that was ever going to be a thing. Like they were talking about it, and I was like, I don't see it. I don't see him doing it. And obviously he doesn't. He comes out, he performs, gets them to a Super Bowl, and, you know, universally liked by almost every single, you know, franchise and, you know, NFL fan, besides maybe if you're a Steelers, Browns, or Ravens fan.
Oh, yeah, right. That's hella fun.
But yeah, if you look at like the quarterbacks besides like Burrow and Stroud, right? You have like Baker Mayfield, number 1 overall, like, you know, who's had a couple good years, but like he's not what you hoped for.
Yeah.
who else do you have?
Johnny Manziel.
John, I did not think he was going to be great coming out of college. No. And I mean, neither did NFL teams. That's why he went like 17 overall. But you have Sam Darnold.
Zach Wilson. He go 17 overall?
It was 16 or 17, I think, somewhere around there.
Damn. I wanted to ask you like a question or two, kind of off topic, before we head out of here. What would your last meal be?
My last meal?
Yeah, if you're in jail and you're about to just get like, you know, they're like, hey man, this is it for you. What's your last meal? Your final meal?
Oh man, they let you choose anything, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if Wagyu would be worth it because I've never had it before. Oh, 22nd? Yeah.
You said Wagyu.
Like, hey, dude, go out on top, man.
Hey, no, fucking Japanese A5 Wagyu.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I have to save up for it, but
yeah, I mean, I haven't tried it, but I've heard it's fantastic. Like, you know, a surf and turf with like A5 Wagyu and a lobster tail would be like fantastic. Yeah. But like, if I'm going with like my favorite meal, it's my grandmother's curry. Like, you know, Japanese curry with steak.
Oh, that sounds good too.
It was fantastic.
People hate on curry and it irritates the fuck out of me.
Which is weird because curry's like the most eaten thing everywhere else.
Which I don't know if have you guys had Japanese curry, like specifically?
I have not. No,
I don't.
I've only had Indian curry.
Yeah, Indian and Asian, or not Asian. Like, Asian.
Thai, like
Thai.
Thai curry and Indian curry. There's not a great place out here that like has it, in my opinion. But like if you're in LA, there's a place called Coco Ichiban. So good.
Coco.
Oh, so dude! Good. Speaking of Ichiban, I want to go to. I think it's Japan. They have the Ichiban ramen. Mm-hmm. It's like the most well-known fucking, like, you can order their ramen online and they'll send it to you. And it's supposedly it's really fucking good. And I've seen like videos and shit. It looks so good, dude. So I love ramen.
Coco Ichiban place is like a franchise.
Yeah, it's a franchise from Japan.
Okay, but it looks authentic.
It is very good. It is very good. But Japanese curries, it's slightly different than like Indian curry. It's a little bit more thicker. It's a little bit more thick. It's like a sauce more than like a soup kind of texture.
Is it spicy though, still, or no?
You can get it spicy if you want to. Coco Ichiban, you like choose your spice level.
You mostly have it with like cutlet and rice and shit, right? Like pork cutlet.
Yeah, pork cutlet. Chicken katsu, pork katsu. Yeah. You can put whatever you want in it though. Like I put chicken karage or like steak in it. It's fantastic.
I'm about to try.
You can also make it at home.
Is it? Do they have those jars? You know, how you could buy jars with like pre-made curry, and then you could just heat it up. Not like heat it up, but like put in a pan.
Cook it. They do, but like the Japanese style one comes in like a box. It's like these condensed cubes that you basically water down, and then you can make it that way. You just throw like carrots, potatoes, and whatever meat you want in it. It's so good.
Which one is that? Do you know, like a good one I can buy?
It's called Golden Curry. Yeah.
Okay. It's like it comes in like a little box, right? Okay.
Yep, it's like a rectangular box, and then a different color, like green, yellow, red is the spice level. But yeah, you can make that. Follow the instructions on the box. Put a little less water than they say, and it'll come out really good.
Make
sure you wash your rice.
Oh yeah,
wash your rice always,
all the time.
Do you guys like Indian food?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
I fucking love it.
How fucking amazing! Like just all the different spices and just everything adding up together. That's like to me where you look at what we eat sometimes, like as Americans, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like fucking pizzas. Come on, dude. Like hamburgers, cheeseburgers. Don't get me wrong, there's some good cheeseburgers out there, but when you have this good dish of food, go ahead.
I'm getting to the point in my life where, like, you know, you're realizing that like us as Americans, we eat like shit, man. Yeah. It's terrible. Like everything that we're fed is just garbage. And you know, I've never been one to like be like, you know, I'm not gonna eat this because it's not healthy. But like I'm getting to that point where like starting to think about it, dude. It's like there's certain restrictions that like we don't have that like Europe puts on like these bigger companies to like make stuff with, and like the ingredient list for like Americans, like and like yellow food, like all these things that are just like preservatives in American food that are like just pumped with chemicals that like Europe doesn't have.
I always tell this story, bro. I seen a video of this couple. They go to Europe and they eat whatever they wanted, bro. They didn't go there to like diet or nothing, and they lost like I think they were there for like a month or something, and they end up losing like 25 pounds each just by eating normal food that they ate there because there's so much shit that they put in the FDA approved fucking list. It's crazy, dude. That's why I'm fat, bro. Man. I'm fat.
Yep. No, dude, like I had to start going to the gym early last year because I was gaining weight like crazy, like not like at an insane rate, but like more so than I was used to. I thought I was, 10 pounds lighter than I actually was. I went to the doctor and they weighed me. I'm like, oh,
dude, you also ate out every day.
Oh yeah, I mean I still do, but like no, I actually started cooking a lot, but it's so convenient to eat out, and that's part of the problem. It's like, we as Americans again eat out a ton too. Like it's
how much was a Tapatio or whatever it was for those nachos and a margarita was like fucking $10, $15, something crazy.
Yeah, it was cheap. It was like $13 total. Yeah. Or Elephant Bar was like $13 for a huge burger, fries, and a beer.
I mean, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm gonna eat that all day.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's better.
No, don't. No. Shit. Out of all people, you, this motherfucker. No, don't. What?
Dude, no, Jake, we went quite a bit. Especially the Mexican one.
Well, fuck you then, you bitch. Every time I go, no, shut up, no, shut the fuck up.
Big.
Shut up.
Were huge.
Shut up. Every time I try to go out to fucking eat with this person, nice. Every time I try to fucking go, like, hey, we're all gonna go out and have a beer and go hang out. Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to spend the money. Nah, I'm good. We can eat like. We can eat like chicken that I have here already. I'm like, dude, no, like I want to go hang out with everyone.
But we're also talking about like 5 years ago, man. Or like, I don't actually. It was like 5 years ago.
I've known this dude my whole fucking life. So this 5 years shit.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
I don't hear it.
But like, dude, 5 years ago, things were cheap though, like cheaper, and life situations change and everything like that too. But like, a burger was $10. Now they're $18.
That's ridiculous. And that's a la carte, by the way. You still have to order the fucking fries.
I was having this conversation the other day. It's like you order a $16 burger, you order $4 fries, and a $3.75 drink.
Five Guys, biggest ripoff in the history of fucking food ever. But it's fucking good. It sucks.
But it's because they're fresh. That's why. Like and same like In-N-Out has been like one of those companies where like they're a staple in California, not because like it's the best burger you'll ever have, but because like their combos are sub $10 still.
Bang for your buck, bro.
Yeah,
bang for your buck.
They did. But like
it's inflation. You have to.
My fiance and I have gotten in the habit like every once in a while when we go to In-N-Out, we just take a picture of the sign and then we'll like compare it every once in a while. Yeah. And like from a couple of years ago, like it's only gone up like 30 cents. Like and they deliver their food fresh every day. Like all their burgers and everything that they're going to make that day is delivered in the morning. So
I've started getting the double because it tastes different than the regular one. Like there's not enough beef. They need more beef. A double is normal size.
You ever get that the Flying Dutchman or whatever it's called?
The animal style fries with a patty?
I think that's what
no,
it is,
it's like it's so instead of a patty, it's an onion.
It's onions.
Yeah.
Oh. No,
I would eat it, but I don't.
Apparently, it's this biggest fucking thing at In-N-Out that everyone gets now.
I would go protein stock because of the gluten free because they don't have buns.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much doing that anyways, but just lettuce instead. So people suck.
Have you guys tried? You can add chopped chilies to your burgers.
Dude, their chilies are too spicy. I can't handle heat at all, dude.
I can't either. I don't. It's not my favorite thing, but like a lot of people do like it. My fiance gets it every time now. I introduced her to it. Like, yeah, she loves it. But
so good.
I can't handle spice.
I have mad pickles. Their pickles suck there, by the way.
Okay, question.
I don't
question.
Like
question. Do you guys just don't like the taste of spicy food, or your body physically can't handle spicy food?
I love the taste of spicy food. The best foods in the world are fucking spicy foods. And I can't handle them, and it sucks.
My thought process is like things are hot and I can handle it for the most part, like to a certain extent. But like my philosophy has always been like I'd rather taste my food and not feel it. And so like there's a certain spice level where like it begins to be like, oh, I'm focusing too much on like how spicy something is rather than how good it is to me.
Okay, I understand that. Like if it's too hot, like I'm the person who's like, if you people who do those spice challenges and shit,
Yeah,
like
no,
I
fuck
will
that.
not, I would not think you're better or cooler than anyone else just because
Nope.
you can fucking eat 10 chilies at once. Like
I'm talking like butter chicken or like a tikka masala, like something like that, where they ask you how spicy do you want to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to go 8,000 Scoville
Yep.
units.
Yeah,
Give me like a
yeah.
I want to be able to
give me
taste
like
it.
a
I
2.
want to taste it.
Yep.
Yeah,
But even
I
those
under
are like,
that
that's
concept though,
disgusting.
I get, but
Mhm.
the I like the flavor of
Yes.
spice
Yeah,
and
me
heat
too.
and stuff
I
like
get
that.
it.
I grow my own peppers, dude, and just when you smell them, or when my wife's cooking with them, or she's not cooking but like heating them up to make a salsa. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, I want to try that. I still try it, but it's like one chip
The
dip.
only time where I'm like, fuck, I don't care how hot it is if I'm eating chips and salsa, like at a Mexican restaurant, and it's like so fucking good that I'm just keep
Just
eating it,
fresh
even though
chips
it's
and salsa.
yeah,
God,
that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
I
whole
dump
bag.
a ton of salt on my chips whenever I do that.
Oh shit.
And and like it's to the point where like I'm like, hey, are we dumping salt on these, like the ones in the bowl, or do I have to like manually, like one at a time, like put salt on mine?
Dude, I got the fucking salt shaker by itself.
Dude, I do it.
he puts the chips and salsa first and then dips it into the salt.
Oh,
In the
shit.
salt.
It's separate things, dude.
like
Remember the
swallowing the
bean
ocean.
dip, the bean dip from Tapatio or whatever. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
so
I
good.
love
I
a good
I miss El Tapatio.
bean dips.
Dude, I love a good like cheese dip, like Mexican cheese dip. Why queso? I don't know why I was blanking on it, but queso's so good, dude.
I agree.
Do you like Chipotle?
I'm not a huge Chipotle eater. It's
Makes me shit
fine.
myself.
It's fine. It's not my go-to. Like I don't crave it on a weekly, monthly basis. It's okay.
I like going to it because I don't go there for burrito or like Mexican food. Like
Mhm.
I was spoiled my whole life with authentic Mexican food, so I don't go to fucking Chipotle and that's my Mexican food. I go there because of the bowls. That's the only thing I go there for. It's like it's a convenient, it's fresh chicken made, all the
It's healthy,
ingredients. Yeah, exactly. And it's really good. Like the flavor of the chicken and most of the meat is pretty decent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
When they had the chicken al pastor, I think is what it was. Like that was actually really good. I actually went there the most when they had that.
yeah,
Because it's cheap like the chicken was, but it had way more flavor.
Yep, I agree. Okay, so some more random questions before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
So one thing that we have to ask, just because it's a staple on this channel, is do you like pineapple on your pizza, or do you think pineapple belongs on pizza?
Oh man, I don't personally like it on pizza, but it doesn't mean I won't eat it. Right? It's not my go-to. I prefer like a meat lovers. But if like I'm at a party and I show up late and the only thing that's left is a Hawaiian pizza, I'll still eat it.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm not putting it on there myself.
Yep, I'm on that same boat as you, bro. And if I'm drunk as fuck and the only thing left is pineapple pizza, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But I will not sit there and order a fucking pineapple pizza.
I go out of my way to get a pineapple to chop up and put on my fucking pizza. On my meat lovers.
You're just a bitch.
I think
I love it.
I was gonna say it might just be the fact that I don't like the pineapple warm, but that's not true because at Brazilian Steakhouse they come around with like that cinnamon like pineapple, and that's so good. So I think it is just the fact that I don't like the marinara sauce with pineapple.
That's exactly. Ask him. That's exactly what I say. Like I'll eat pineapple on a El Pastor like taco or like burrito, but when it comes to the marinara sauce with the fucking pineapple, it just doesn't mix.
See, I feel like I don't get to that point, like where I'm getting that ratio. Like I'm going through the sweetness to cut that saltiness down to the meat, and then the sauce falls in. But I also make my pizzas too, like 99% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it. The sweet and salty, or the sweet and salty, like sweet and savory thing. Like, I totally get it. That's why sweet and sour exists in like Chinese food. But it's something with the marinara sauce where like that with the pineapple, I think is what I don't like, rather than like the pineapple itself.
It depends on the sauce too, because if you get that sauce that's very like sweet already, it kind of counters itself for sure. But if you get that really like robust,
that's fair
sauce. You know what sauce I hate? When they overdo the fucking like oregano. I fucking hate that shit. Don't over oregano your shit, dude.
I really love Alfredo as like the base sauce.
Oh yeah, that's rare. I feel like people don't really order that.
I think that's more of a California thing, bro.
Is it?
I think so.
But like if I go to like Pieology, for instance, like I always ask for Alfredo as the base sauce. I don't even get marinara if it's an option.
I'm allergic to
gluten.
What's that green? Yeah, what's that green shit? I can't remember now.
Pesto.
Yeah, so I used to always be able to eat pesto, but now all of a sudden I'm fucking allergic to it, which is crazy.
Really?
Dude, yes. I would.
Too.
Pesto is my fucking favorite. Love pesto. But yeah, dude, I started eating it, and then all of a sudden I was like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" And I go look in the mirror, and there's like spots all over my throat, and I just went to the emergency room.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm so worried that I'm going to become allergic to things like that later on.
Oh, do I have EpiPens now? Like they gave me.
I'm not allergic to anything that I know of.
Yeah, me neither.
But I'm so worried that like in the future I'm going to become allergic to stuff.
I'm scared to try new things.
See, that's what I'm afraid of.
I
love
scared.
trying new foods and everything.
I went to Disney World and I wanted to get that purple drink from what was it, like the desert pear is in it and all that. And I'm like, I haven't eaten pears in years. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna try this. So I try and I'm fine, obviously. But I'm like, I do go through that a lot in my mind, like because they always have exotic weird shit they don't normally eat. And then my wife like to eat weird shit too. So it creeps me out. But what I've been doing is looking at what those items are, like what classes they're in. Like if they're in the same class as like an apple, then I'm like, okay, cool, I can fucking eat this. I'm not gonna die.
Yeah.
But if it's tree nut,
last thing with Kaylee. Sorry. Read that.
Soaring Over the World makes no sense in DCA. If it's fine in Epcot, but they need to keep it Soaring Over California full time in DCA. It kind of makes sense because of the area it's in, but if they got rid of it, so hear me out, Jake. I said that they should make that part. That should be the new Avatar.
I was actually going to say that I have a hot take, and I think like Soarin's not that great of a ride in California.
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, that whole area could get redone, and I would not be upset. Like Cali River Rapids is fun, like we talked about earlier, but like that whole area could get redone, and I think it's really underutilized right now how it is, to be honest. And like they could make it look fantastic.
That is my favorite part of the park, though. I love
walking. Is that in DCA or is that?
Yeah.
Walking through.
So if you walk in, you pretty much walk. It is, and like I love that I can go through like the Grand Californian and get straight to downtown or whatever it's called now.
Oh, dude, that white water snacks or whatever it's called. I don't know what they call it now, but they used to have the best fucking nachos. And you'd get steak. Oh my!
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, dude! And so I ordered it, and I'm like, you order beef, and it's literally like fucking chopped up steaks. And I'm like, what the? You're losing fucking money right now. What the fuck? Like, then I went back. They chopped that. So it's not the same.
Going back to our previous food conversation, we've gotten to a point where like food at Disney is not that expensive compared to food in like in everyday life. And it's crazy because like you used to go to like Disney or these theme parks and get like sticker shock, but now it's just like, oh, $16 for a fry and a cheeseburger. That's actually a pretty good value now. Like, you know, it's kind of.
That's the first thing I told Cannon when we went. I was like, this isn't bad pricing, dude. Like I went to the fucking movies today and spent $8 on a small popcorn. Like yeah. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Like
that's a lot.
You go to the movies and you're still paying fucking like expensive shit.
You get that popcorn in Galaxy's Edge for like that price, and it's a big old bag.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 50 cents worth of popcorn for them, so they're making hand over fist of money.
Same with soda. They get soda for free at Disneyland, right?
I was about to say that whoever sponsors them gives them the soda for free.
That's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Casey's Corner, fucking making that moolah. All those hot dogs they sell too.
Churros, like that cost them pennies, dude.
Yep.
Pretzels, it's all dough, like which is on that scale, like a quarter for them to make, and they sell it for $8.
Speaking of dough, I made bread for the first time the other day. My own bread came out fucking fantastic, dude. It was so good.
Exciting.
Do you have a bread machine?
I have not done that yet.
No, I just did it. I made the dough with yeast and like salt, water, and mixed it up, let it sit, let it rise, and then put it in the oven for like 30 minutes, and it came out perfect.
Yeah, my wife makes a shit ton of stuff. She made breads, she made cinnamon rolls, she makes all her own pizza. That's why we eat pizzas. So she makes her own pizzas. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, dude. I enjoyed it.
I haven't gotten into making like doughs and like pastas and stuff like that yet.
Pasta, I don't think I'd ever do.
I feel like that's a waste of time.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, like pasta's so cheap, but like also I've heard it's just better to make your own. But like I have started cooking a lot more like recently, but mostly like meats and everything like that. Like I haven't even made like my own like mashed potatoes, but like I'll make like other potato sides. But like meats and everything is what I'm getting good at, and then I'll start doing everything else.
I make some bomb mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes.
My mom does too.
How's your mom?
She's doing good. They're actually moving.
Nice.
They're moving. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
About time. I don't know. That's
what they're going back to where I was from, where I grew up.
Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it. Nailed it. Both, actually.
Yeah, one of the two.
It's at the same time they're doing both. You know, the private jet from Mexico.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Mississippi.
But,
yeah.
And you come all the way to the disgusting, expensive ass California. I'm sorry, bro.
I moved here 9 years ago. And my mom's from Napa, so like
okay.
Like she wanted to move.
I fucking love Napa. Dude, it's so fucking beautiful there.
I mean, she grew up there when it was like not a rich town though.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't that much money there, but like she still loves it and loves going there.
We actually went to. I took my mom for her birthday. We went to a culinary school, and it was really good. Like the food was state of the art. Like not state of the art, but it was restaurant style food. You get this like not small, but you get this like decent sized portion, but you get like 10 entrees. It was fucking amazing, dude. And we weren't allowed to tip. Like you pay, I think it was like I got on Groupon for like $100 and something for like 4 of us. You get the go in, they bring you like 10 entrees, all like we left stuff, dude. Like we were full as fuck, and we weren't allowed to tip the students. Wow. And they had to sit there. They put their hand behind their back. They put their plates down all at the same time. Like whoever's there, like the four of us, we get our plates sat down at the same exact time, and they look you in the eye as they explain what is on the plate and how they made it and stuff. Dude, it was awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
You guys should go. It's amazing there.
You taking me?
Send me the information for that.
Hey, if I can get a Groupon for $100 something, fuck yeah, I would love to take it. I'll take you guys, dude. Hell yeah,
dude, I'm here.
But yeah, dude, we'll wrap it up there. I appreciate you joining us, Jay. It was a lot of fun, bro. We never talk sports because this dude never watches any sports besides one thing that I don't watch. He only watches the 49ers and
I watch football.
And
I just hung with your conversation.
You watch fantasy. That's what you watch. Fantasy football. I watch fantasy Big
football.
Difference.
Also, I'm so upset that I did not win our league this year. I'm so upset. I had such a good team, and I'm so upset that I lost.
Story of my life, dude. Every year I have like a shit ton of
Who
points,
won?
But also fucking Trevor.
Yeah.
I think
he beat me, and then I outscored everybody the last week, and I was so upset.
I have my best games, and so is the other person every time. So I'll get like 200 points, and then someone will get like 400. Like that's not even possible.
Well, the week that Trevor beat me in the playoffs, I had DJ Moore get injured, Raheem Mostert get injured, and I was actually still winning going into the last game. And I think Zay Flowers caught like a 40-yard touchdown on some like broken play, and that like put me out of it. And I was so upset, so upset.
If you guys don't do PPR next year, I'm down to play with you guys.
Dude, I think everyone really liked PPR, and it was fun.
PPR isn't like PPR is more fair in my opinion. Like you with non-PPR, you're gambling on touchdowns, and I don't like it as much.
Yeah,
that's how I always played was regular. Like if you scored a touchdown, it's 7 points or 6 points.
Yeah.
And then after every 100 yards, you get 10 points or whatever it was. Like I enjoy it that way. But from what I've gathered with PPR, it's like you can have 10 catches and 10 yards and still him do really good.
Yeah, but you could also have 3 catches for 400 yards and a touchdown and have a fantastic week. Like,
Yeah.
it works both ways. Like, you're not stuck because you're playing against Alvin Kamara on Christmas Day, who has 4 touchdowns. And, like, he kills you because you have a running back that got 1 or 2, right? It's like
I'll try next year with you guys.
It's fun. That was my first time playing PPR too, and I loved it.
It is.
Your kickers, your kicker could win you the game.
It's true. Yeah. You're not like every player counts at that point. Like, it's more fun.
I want to thank Kaylee for coming in. Appreciate it. We love you, Kaylee. Big Mac, appreciate you coming in. Michael Ebba. Who else was in here? That's about it.
Wow.
But appreciate you guys coming on. Jay, do you have a social media that you would like to plug, or
not really?
No. All right.
If I make one, I'll let you guys know.
For sure. Go ahead and like the video, guys. Subscribe and put in the comments what you guys thought about the video. Candid Camper, if you can tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, you can find me the Candid Camper with an extra R on IG. You can find me the Candid Camper on YouTube and pretty much everywhere but TikTok, because I don't do that shit. You can also use my Rakuten at MLUEHS3, and that gets you $30.
Yeah, go do the Rakuten, guys. Go do the Rakuten. From what I've known about Rakuten, it's like for companies that buy in bulk.
Not at all.
No? Okay.
Nope. I already made my $30, and I went and bought me some a blaster box, and I made my money back on that.
It's so fucking random.
Yeah, it was.
Guys, go ahead and follow the podcast, Bad Thoughts Podcast, on Spotify. Go follow Bad Thoughts Studios on YouTube. And if you guys want to follow me on social media, Tones_TV on all platforms. Also, go follow my TikTok, guys. Tones_TV on TikTok. I do a whole bunch of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon content on there. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and do that. All right. Hope you guys have a great night. Love y'all.